I have also highlighted here my vision what are the key aspects that make me consider we have the right landscape to engage on each of them. Project 2 offers the opportunity to start with a data warehouse where we have the information organized and structured with records of several years of insightful data about financial transactions. This is not only a very good quick win, but also a prospect to start standing ourselves in a segment where we have little references today. Project 1 will provide an immediate impact on the revenue generation with mobile marketing campaigns and will drastically curtail costs of a heavy organization dealing with campaigns and users profiling. Credit scoring will fall at very well structured data available. One of the key aspects of this project is the quick support to current business and the feasibility to expand it to other products that might require manipulation of similar data. The automation of the review of regulations and match it with contracts and product specification will provide support to timely answer to new opportunities and shrink risks. The proposed organization to deal with all those projects consists of three different teams. Teams 1 and 3 will work on different initiatives in parallel. And while one is taking over Project 1, the other is doing the same for Project 2. There is another team aiming to serve as a transversal support to any of the projects we engage with. This team features the resources with very specific knowledge that will be required to any of the projects we propose on the field of data science. Not all the resources here are new recruits. Some of them are likely to be people already very involved with our daily business, having very good understanding of business cases. In order to evolve, my idea is to start with the recruitment of some generalists to help designing how the projects proposed are defined a top-down reasoning. This will help better define the exact skills we need to look for and when they need to be available for us. Data scientists will be tightly involved with business owners to identify key aspects of the problems to be addressed on the project, and most important, clearly specify the solution for each of them. The machine learning engineers will provide assistance to develop the algorithms very specific to each of the projects and will support the interpretation of data and how statistics tools can be implemented to solve the challenge that will pop up when we start correlating data. Data analysts will be instrumental on translating information to less technical people. They will help associating the data with marketing and business functions. Software engineers will build the applications to meet the requirements defined for each of the project. They will work closely with product team, discuss user needs, define the right programming language, and design accordingly. Additionally, we want to onboard some resources to support transversally on the different projects we are going to engage with. The data visualization engineer will create presentations for customers and non-tech people, organize compelling visual dashboards, and interact with end users. Analytics translator, who will support to connect the business with data science specialists. This role will work very close to business leaders to clearly identify priorities, understand the use case, and create the bridge to non-technical staff understand the methodologies and requirements. And finally, data science hackers, which are resources with general knowledge on different aspects of data science. This profile will support scoping out the projects and design the proof of concept stage, being essential at the very beginning of this program. This person can normally cover subjects which are likely to be defined on the beginning of all these initiatives, like cloud security, API development, and so forth. Other key aspect I want to secure as we agree to implement this plan is to change the mindset on how we deal with opportunities related to exploring data and turn them into actionable insights. Making this transition might take time, demand most of us to dig on so far unknown technologies, and establish a routine to collaborate with data scientists. By implementing a data-driven culture, we will succeed on turning around how data will create other streams of revenue. This plan is split in six strategies that I want to correlate with our current scenario, ranking the ones that will bring us swift capabilities to identify the other opportunities that are likely to be explored but had never been identified. We will start by a workshop with company's executives, providing insights on how data science had supported other companies and what results they achieved by having this culture well understood by top management and yet spread out to all managerial levels. In this workshop, I also expect to support the organization on sorting what's relevant and what is not. If there is one thing I want to keep up during all the time of this cultural transition, is how this change is intrinsically absorbed by our teams. A dashboard will feature the follow-up of the pace we move and will also alert in case we deviate from our goals and if they are suffering of any resistance to move forward. The dashboard shall be oriented to several variables that are controlled by the different participants and sponsors of this program. They will clearly support the decision-making process. I will also suggest to literate business leaders in data science to ease the progress of the cultural turnaround. As data science is going to be embedded in our business plans and how new solutions are implemented, it's paramount that the leaders clearly understand the key aspects of this model and how to drive their teams along the same goals. With regards to data governance, the recommendation is to review how data is managed today. As so many organizations going through this transition, the likelihood that we'll find out that data is spread out in different centers, rely on several technologies and strategies is high. So that we will start the technological approach by defining a federated data structure where all the actionable piece of it is properly identified and structured to source the data pipeline for all projects. Still, on the very technical layer, we'll define a general strategy on which sort of programming language we rely on. This assessment shall come out with standards of programming, metrics that need to be associated as codes are designed, and how data sources are created by integrating system or by allowing from API consumption. And finally, I want to have a list of goals that the organization is committing on and have the progress monitoring panels that are visible to everyone. The success of this plan to make us a data-driven oriented team is an effort from all individuals in our organization. The last aspect I want to elaborate about is related to the technical infrastructure to support our goals in the field of data science. This includes strategies related with data requirements, data governance, technology, skills and capacity, and support for machine learning. According to the plan of the initiatives we want to endeavor here, we'll be required to discuss and set deals with partners that will source us with data for some of the projects and build some pipelines to our data warehouse. ETL, validation, monitoring, and tests must be implemented. All data connected in this pipeline must also follow a standard formatting to ease processing by different tools we'll develop. As what concerns to how data is assessed, APIs will be implemented to create mechanisms to fill the project's requirements. Some graphical user interface will help non-tech folks to also consume from this data pipeline to move on their own goals, independently from data or software engineers. Additionally, a package of training is going to be made available to cover the needs for non-tech and tech staff. The usability shall be driven by a standardized set of data dictionary, tags, and indexes. A common approach taken by everyone handling data preparation. Accompanying it, we shall expect that everything is properly documented and made available not only to prepare the ground to maintain and support all this culture, but also to ease the onboarding of new recruits as we move. We'll secure the integrity of data by creating mechanisms to log all operations and access to it. Robots are likely to keep validating the integrity of ETLs, and the infrastructure will be integrated to monitoring tools to follow its performance and availability of resources. Security is a key aspect we need to take care of. Firewalls will segment the zones that are accessible by different roles in the organization, including customers as well. Pen tests shall be contracted from specialized companies at least once a year to mitigate risks as we grow the infrastructure and connect other pipelines. Internally, we will guarantee regular audits are done along the infra and data access. As part of the data architecture components, BI tools shall be used to facilitate the interaction of non-tech profiles with data structure for each of the projects. Further, a program to literate people on data-related subjects will be implemented. Depending on roles and responsibilities, training are aimed to approach to more business-oriented or technical subjects. But fundamentally, the organization needs to understand as a whole on how data is transformed into actionable insights. With regards to machine learning, we'll build up environments for proof of concepts, tests, and validations to complete the configuration and design before deploying in production on restricted access zones. The machine learning mechanisms are going to be made available throughout APIs endpoints, easing the access to every project.